I do. Are we doing this then?
Hi, YouTube.
There we go.
Welcome to another episode of Serial Viewing. I think we've done most of it. We didn't have to do much prep today. I think we're pretty much good to go. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Right. So I've got that. So we're already recording that, so I can get rid of that. I've lost the music. There it is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to start the audio.
Likewise.
And I am. Hello. I am recording. Jennifer, are you recording?
This one?
Yep.
Big red button.
Now talk.
I am
You got a
now.
waveform?
I've got something.
I can see a waveform. There you go. Awesome stuff. That's going to be in my head.
It's not doing anything.
Is it
There's a waveform. That's
definitely? Do you want to stop it and then listen back to it to make sure it's coming through the right microphone?
Do you want me to stop my audio?
You don't have to.
Okay. Yeah, sound alright?
Yeah.
Cool.
All right.
Okay then. So you need to, if you just right click on that,
There.
yeah, and remove. And the other bit. I don't even know what you've done there. There you go. Okay, so if you start up your audio again.
I will do, yeah, if you stop talking.
Rude. That's what I do. Man.
Shut up, Henry.
Shut your dirty mouth.
You're so loud.
Yes, I
It's
am.
like you're sitting next to me when I listen to that.
Yes.
I mean, he is in your ears.
I am, yeah, I am literally in your ear.
No, when I was listening back.
Right. Okay, we're going to go 3, 2, 1, and then clap. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Jennifer, you didn't clap.
Why do I need to clap?
Is
I'm in the same room as you.
Fine. If yours picked it up, that's fine then.
It did.
Hopefully.
There you go then. Okay, I'm going to start. Here we go. Eyes down looking. It's that time again. It's time for serial viewing. Episode 28. We watched The Jetsons this time, which ran from 1962 to technically 1987. We'll get into that in a little bit. For three seasons of 75 episodes. The Jetsons follow the misadventures of a futuristic family. George Jetson lives with his family in the Skypad apartments. His wife Jane is a homemaker. Their teenage daughter Judy attends the Orbit High School, and their son Elroy attends Little Dipper School, and the family dog is the talking Astro. We watched episode 1, titled Rosie the Robot, where the Jetsons welcome their new robot maid. Jeremy, this was one of your choices. Oh, sorry. Hello, Jeremy.
Hi.
Hello, Jennifer.
Hello.
We're done with introductions this time,
Yeah,
aren't we?
I just assume you're on the couch next to me now. This was one of your choices, Jeremy. Defend it. Why did you choose the
No.
Jetsons?
I hate it.
Well,
I chose Jetsons because I dislike the Jetsons. We have this thing where we had to choose an episode that we disliked, and I dislike the Jetsons.
wow.
Because it is a rampant show of dysfunctional marriages and horrible commercialism. It's terrible. I'm sure some of the episodes are more lighthearted, but it's just annoying.
It's just annoying.
This is the shortest list of show notes I have had in any episode we've done.
Oh, really?
Oh, no.
Because I stopped watching it.
you literally gave up.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, it was on, but I wasn't paying attention anymore.
Wait, are you saying that crap Beverly Hills was better than this?
Yeah, because I could take the piss out of it. This just irritates me.
I kind of see where he's coming from. I'm not going to get into that just now, but I can kind of see where that's coming from.
I understand that might not be a popular opinion because this is quite an old and well-loved TV show. But for me, I don't like it. Never have.
1962 makes this the second oldest show we've watched so far. Beaten only by Bill and Ben. Sorry, the Flowerpot Men. So, obviously you'd heard of this one before then, Jeremy.
Obviously have.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple of episodes before, and they were. I don't remember actually. I remember picking it because I disliked it, but then I started watching it. I was like, why did I not like it? And then it got about halfway through, and I was like, oh yeah, this is why I don't like it. It's just like it's the same. It's not good, in my opinion.
Okay, Jeremy's.
It's just droll.
Jeremy's waving his flag early. I assume you had heard of the Jetsons, Jennifer.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we would have struggled to get to our age and not heard of the Jetsons. It was one of the ubiquitous Hanna-Barbera productions from the 60s that then ran in constant repeat ever since.
Like the Flintstones.
Nicely mentioned. This was designed as literally the Flintstones in space. That's exactly what it was supposed to be. And that is exactly what it is. But does it work?
See, now, I watched it when I was little, and I liked it.
What did you like about it when you were little?
I still like it.
Why? Why? Why do you like it? Why do you think it's good?
Well, it's fun. You get to see all the cool fantasy things that they thought in the 60s would be.
Well, they actually got quite a lot right, even from this very first episode. Widescreen TVs, 3D TV, interactive television.
Everybody having this pointing.
Electric.
Yeah, actually, I enjoyed that. Like, I enjoyed the early stuff and like the printing, like the foods, and the fact that they would use the tubes to go all over the planet, and it wasn't just. It was all very futuristic and idealistic of that sort of, especially the 50s sort of era.
Yeah.
I mean, the fusion era.
I mean, when I was little, I didn't see the sexism, the racism, the nationalism, misogyny, everything. You don't see that. But obviously, if you get older, you do. But it was a cartoon from the 60s.
Mm-hmm. Oh boy, was it?
So when she makes jokes about, his trip to Serbia and not beating up the Russian boys, that's very 60s America.
It was the casual smoking in a children's television show that really caught my eye.
It was just smoking a cigar.
Yeah, smoking a cigar, and then there was a pipe.
And a pipe.
Still smoking.
I know, but they still do that in cartoons now.
No,
not kids ones.
No, not in kids ones.
Not kids ones. But the thing is, this is more of a family show.
It is very much.
It is. That's what annoyed me.
It's a sitcom.
It is about it.
It's an American sitcom.
It's a painful American sitcom, especially this one. Like the Flintstones, I can tolerate, but that's what I don't like about it. That's what you got halfway through, and like I didn't mind it at the beginning, and I forgot there was a laugh track, and it was fine, and like I liked the different, especially because it's like the first episode, right? So they're introducing all the concepts and of all the cool techie stuff that they have, and the fact that George Jetson is literally Homer Simpson, like dad.
He really is.
And then so I get all of that, and then it just gets halfway through, and it's just a sitcom, but a really bad sitcom. And it's the jokes were funny in the first half, and in the second half, I hated them, and it was irritating me.
Right, Jeremy, I'm leaning towards Jeremy more than to disliking it more than liking it. So I want you to jump in at any point and defend this. That's your job in this episode.
Please do.
It was the laugh track. The laugh track was atrocious. It was
It was really bad.
It was really bad.
So you guys say that, but until you just mentioned it, didn't
Did you not notice
phase
it?
it.
It was as soon as
That's
the very first one. It was like, oh, ugh. In fact, that's my fourth note.
I think it's the fact that it's really subtle. Like nobody's going like ha ha ha. They're all going like.
But I find, in this case especially, I find with laugh tracks is that they are trying to dictate the beats. They're trying to dictate the funny. So they'll say something funny, ha 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 ha. We move on to, but a lot of they've not said anything funny. They're forcing the joke.
Well, I found some of the jokes were actually quite good, like especially in the beginning. But like as it got on again, it's just like it wore me down. This was like 20 minutes, 25 minutes long.
Yep.
Which is longer than most of the stuff we do as well. And I was just done by the halfway point.
It was
like forcing the jokes on it.
I know this was the very first episode and they're establishing everything, but I think the problem I had with it is that it is you will find this plot in every single US sitcom. Nearly ever, well, especially the 60s, moving into the 70s, is that somehow the boss is going to get invited to dinner, there'll be a calamity, and then someone will pull it out of the bag. And
it's not just American.
No, but
you get it in all soap operas. It is a standard.
They even
but
they parodied it in
used...
WandaVision.
Yeah. So it's but it is used as a way to convey the setup. Who they all are, where they are in the world. George's position within the company is always precarious, and it continues all the way through the series. He's just a button pusher. Literally, he is a button pusher. Yeah. Same as, like you say, as Homer. I think Homer's a really good. In fact, Homer and Marge are really good comparisons. There's definitely the Simpsons.
There's some inspiration, yeah.
The Flintstones and Jetsons.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's middle of the road. His boss is an ass. Everybody's a boss. It's like that. And it also, it's so people can make comparisons to it. That middle of the average family can say, oh, well, the mums, back then stayed at home. If the fact that she didn't have a drink at 3:00 would normally have been in there. Although I was really shocked that she was 17 when she had Judy, because it kept saying she was 33.
Yep, and
Judy was 15. Yeah. And I was like, wait, man, she was young. And
George is he's older than her.
Yeah.
But again, that goes back to that very 60s sitcom thing.
But it is a very 60s look at the world anyway. I mean, a lot of things don't change in the future. It's just everything that they're doing and pushing buttons. But the way everybody's
and I think that's
acting.
That's the redeeming feature for me, is the space stuff. It's the saucers, it's the food arachamatic or whatever it was called. It's not the robots, didn't like the robots, but it's that the walkways everywhere.
Yeah.
They didn't predict mobile phones there. But yeah, I think that's the saving.
They had vinyls as well.
So do I.
I mean, I did. Yeah, I did pick up, as I said, all the sexist, like.
Did they need to make that robot sexy?
Well, that's it. The English one was old and frumpy with a huge ass. The French one was young and hourglass, also with a huge ass, which he pointed out on both of them.
Which is a bit weird.
Yeah, but did you... Jeremy probably wouldn't get the joke, but did you get the joke about where the English robot had been working? Mr. Chips?
Yes. Yeah, I didn't... I recognise the name. I'm not quite sure where it's from.
I didn't get the joke.
It's a story.
Right.
But there is a movie.
Yeah, Mr.
Goodbye, Mr. Chips.
Goodbye, Mr. Chips, yes. Yeah, sorry.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
But it was more like the boss's wife protesting about the Martians to go home.
Yeah.
You know, it's a bit of
It's like a little subtle
xenophobia.
humor.
Because when she said, "Oh, I'm prosting," I thought it was going to be a feminist thing.
In the 60s, don't be silly.
Well, that's when they started burning bras, dear. Yeah, so... And then when she said, "Oh, well, I get to hold a sign that says Martians go home," I was like, "Oh, right, okay."
We're going there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean... yeah. I think it is the sitcom elements that really irritate me the most about the show, and the fact that this is like, it is a cliche story, and that's fine because this came out in '62, so it wasn't a cliche story at that point.
No,
it's fine, but I could think of 1,000 better ways to write it than the way they did. That would be funnier, and I mean, for instance, they the whole situation with his boss going and then just calling him up, and I thought that was really dumb. And the fact that they had to get the maid back because she left, because she was upset, and it was just...
No, it's because they couldn't afford to have her, so she had.
Yeah, I know.
Go.
But she was upset because she was leaving. I mean, everyone was always all upset, and I was just like, okay, well, they're that upset. Is it really?
It's a robot. You just met.
Is this gonna end? It didn't lead anywhere, and it was very... I think the writing was a bit... Some of the jokes, like I said, especially in the beginning, were kind of funny when they introducing all the concepts, and playing on that. But some of them really fell flat for me, and especially in the bit with his boss, and I just didn't like any of it. And nothing went wrong until she threw a pie on his head for some reason because she's a sassy robot.
Yep.
And it's just
and then he forgived her.
Why?
He forgived her because she made the best food ever.
Yeah, I know. I got that, but it's just lame.
Instead of filing for assault.
Yeah, but you're looking at this with 60 years worth
hysteria.
Of evolution of TV and writing.
I'm not though, because I'm okay with the whole idea of it being his boss's storyline. They could have done it better, is my point, and I think even then they could have done it better. And I think they were just being lazy.
The Jetsons was really popular. So
it was very popular, but it wasn't.
I think the reason
bad.
It wasn't as popular as its contemporaries. Like Flintstones outstrips this.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's part of the problem. Is this was supposed to be the Flintstones in space, but it turned out just to be the Flintstones in space. I'd rather just watch the Flintstones.
What irritates me slightly as well is that the Flintstones brings that whole family section lower down and keeps it more down to earth because they're all... I mean, it's dumb, but they're all cavemen, so it's very primitive. They have all doesn't matter what, we're still a family at the end of the day. We have to do everything, the crude sort of thing. They're all they're all cavemen, and then they have to... It's that sort of symbology by the fact that no matter what, they're still a family. Whereas if you look at the Jetsons, they have all this glamour, and it's basically just glamorizing and trying to say that, America is amazing because we have all of this all this access to technology, and this is the best way to live because you can do you don't have to do anything, and you can just get by and enjoy all of the amenities that the first world has to offer. And it's just... And it was a way of just ignoring... It's really a horrible way of escapism, I think, and it's just compared to the Flintstones, where it was real with them it's funny because they're cavemen doing the same thing, whereas this is everybody's just lazy. It
did make me think a little bit of Wall-E and the fact that none of them are actually doing anything physical.
None of them are walking.
Yeah, I read that.
Yeah, none of them are walking.
Yeah.
They're sitting in the chairs. And I know Wall-E that's what it's picking up on.
Yeah.
But none of them were... Well, the boss, the Danny DeVito, was the only one who was... They were all, physically fit and skinny, whereas they wouldn't be if none of them were doing anything. I mean, even if she's doing that as an exercise in the morning, But she does
Yes.
complain about being bigger than she used to be.
Oh, I think that's a marriage joke more than a.
Yeah.
No, she was when Judy was saying about her tiny little swimming suit, and she said, "I wish I was 30," and she was saying that her a 32. What's the name?
Yeah,
32.
she said her measurements.
That's her measurements. So that's
I think that's a joke more on being middle-aged woman than it is being
That's what I'm saying.
I
found that joke a little
being like space thing.
I'm not sure how many children, even in the 60s, would get that joke.
Yeah.
No, they wouldn't have.
Yeah.
No. I mean, but this is a family show.
Yes, it is a sitcom. It is exactly what it is. Oh, and the stereotypical mother-in-law.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But like she like and like the laziness of the robot store's name really irritated me. It's just like, oh, rent a robot for a day store, and I was like, well, you couldn't have come up with something funny. This is like this just out of the 50s where all those catchphrases were like, like they used to have like a go-go car wash or something, like something. It's like it just annoys me. So lazy.
Well, this was the first program ever to be broadcast in colour on ABC TV in the United States.
Really?
Yeah. So it was quite colourful. I'll give them that. You're a car person, aren't you, Jeremy?
Yeah, relatively.
Ish. So the design of the Jetsons flying car, whatever. If
they call it a saucer.
I have my doubts about this piece of trivia, but this claims it was inspired by the 1954 Ford concept car, the FX Atmos, which was notable for its all-glass bubble canopy, dashboard radar screen, and jet plane-like tail fins.
I've seen the concept art, whether or not they looked at it before or just said after, but yeah.
Right, so I said that this ran from 1962 to 1987, which technically it did, but it didn't really. They released the first two series ran from 1962 to 1963, where it then went into heavy syndication for the next 20-odd years. Towards the end of 1987, the Hanna-Barbera and the powers that be then created a further 10 episodes, which were also put into syndication because they obviously saw a niche in the market and they went for it. Good luck them.
Fair
I wonder
enough.
if the 10 in the 80s
were any different. That is a very good point, actually. Yes, I'd be curious to see if
extra capitalism.
I can't remember. I do remember watching newer ones.
They added characters. George ended up with an alien friend that he met on a field trip to Mars or something.
Mm.
New characters, new situations, new
Images.
locations. Yeah. Well, the Jetsons have sold out repeatedly. So you'll have seen them in advertising. Yeah. They appeared in print ads for Electrosol dishwashers. They were the subject of collectible tins. Jane also appeared in coupons. They sold her likeness to appear on coupons for various goods.
Fair enough.
Well, there's more. Hang on, I've got more. Radio Shack. In 1997, Radio Shack partnered with the Jetsons to promote its Sprint stores. They appeared in TV and print advertising, commercials. They also appeared on a bunch of prepaid calling cards. They've really sold the shit out of the Jetsons.
That doesn't surprise me. It seems like the perfect show to do that with.
Do you think the world's ready for more, the Jetsons? Do you think it would just get lost in the
world? Yes, me. No.
Do you think it would just get lost in the noise though? Because how many people nowadays will go, "Oh, the Jetsons, yeah, I want to watch some of that." But mind you, I said that about D'Artagnan, and they made a movie out of that.
If they made a movie of the Jetsons, probably some people would be like, "Oh, let's go to the family and watch the Jetsons." Like it's the same as like the Flintstones or like Scooby-Doo movie, all Hanna-Barbera stuff. Like lots of people have fond childhood memories of them.
Well, in 2017, ABC ordered a pilot for a live action sitcom variant of the Jetsons.
Ew.
I don't know if it ever happened. I don't know what stage that production is in. They hired a guy called Gary Janetti to write it. It was executive producers were all in place, so you never know. It could be coming to TV.
This sounds terrible for 2017.
I'm hoping
I could see something like this in the 90s.
I'm hoping WandaVision just kind of like shot that in the face, because WandaVision was better the Jetsons than anything else that came out of the 60s.
I need to watch WandaVision.
Have you not watched it?
No, I don't watch any of them.
Scandal, you should. It's really good.
You might not like it though.
You might not like it.
Why? Because I don't like the Jetsons.
Wow, because you've just slam dunked on all
Hey,
sitcoms.
I don't hate sitcoms. I like Friends. I just don't like the real cheese. If it's taking the piss out of them, I'm totally down for that.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah, then it's fine. Plus, it's Marvel.
So there are a number of TV movies. There is Jetsons the movie, came out in 1990. You've got the Jetsons Meet the Flintstones, 1987 film, straight to TV film. Rockin' with Judy Jetson. They appeared in Hanna-Barbera's 50th, a Yabba Dabba Doo celebration in 1989. There is also in 2017, which I still find bizarre that in 2017, this is probably what prompted the live-action sitcom. There was a movie released, direct-to-video, called The Jetsons and WWE Robo WrestleMania. Who?
I was gonna say,
Who out there?
Did they do it like a Hanna-Barbera Smash Bros, where they had everybody?
Who would? Oh, do you know what the Jetsons need? It needs the Undertaker or a wrestler to come in. I don't know who's the word. I don't know.
Such a weird mix.
It is such a weird mix.
It's not actually, because Rosie the robot, I think she does wrestling.
Of course she does.
I remember.
She seems quite the sports person.
Yeah, that's ringing bells for her to do wrestling.
Well,
Still very strange.
Still a strange movie.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the 1990 movie, Jetsons the movie, that was supposed to end the franchise. That was supposed to be it. It was supposed to end there. It was supposed to tie up the cartoon. Mainly
Why didn't
because the majority of the core cast, like George O'Hanlon, Mel Blanc, and Dawes Butler, had died in 1989. But obviously someone in 2017 thought, nah, it's been long enough. Let's bring them back.
Yeah. Capping on that nostalgia.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean,
Why live action though?
I don't
That just sounds. It just sounds like you're just gonna make the same sitcom that's been in place since the 1950s.
Go on then.
But you're gonna, in fact, same concept as well. So
Let's cast the live action, the Jetsons. Who are we going to cast?
do the job for them.
Who are we going to cast as George Jetson? The slightly older, long-suffering father. No, you can't have another cartoon character. It's got to be a real person.
Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum. No, as much as I love Jeff Goldblum, I think he would just be too Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
Rob Lowe.
Ewan McGregor.
Rob Lowe in full on Parks and Rec
Chris
mode.
Traeger.
Yeah, Chris Traeger.
Chris Traeger. That's a really weird mix.
Yes, it is. Okay, maybe not right. Jeff Bridges.
Jeff
Bridges.
Ryan Reynolds, maybe.
No. No, I can't see him as George Jetson.
We need someone who's like a middle-aged asshole. Who plays a middle-aged asshole in most things?
George's not an asshole.
No, he's not an asshole.
He's an asshole.
He's a bit of a.
He's a bit of an ass.
He's a bit of a wet leg.
I think he's not.
He's a bit of an idiot.
Yeah, but I mean, like, he's not an idiot like Homer. He's like, Homer's good-hearted. I think George is just an ass.
I think he's spoiled.
He's a grumpy old man.
All right. Jack Black. Because
No, I haven't thought about that.
I have to. All right, can we cast Jack Black as Rosie the robot? Charles Dance.
Charles Dance is too old.
He is too old.
Yeah.
Tom Conti. Oh, Jim Broadbent.
No, these are all too old.
Nick Frost.
No,
Simon Pegg. Simon Pegg.
No.
Simon Pegg.
Yeah, Simon Pegg.
Simon Pegg.
Maybe, yeah.
In grumpy mode.
Okay, I could do that. I could see that. Only because he played his dad in The Boys.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
I could see that, yeah.
All right, so Judy Jetson. Judy? Jane.
Jane.
Jane Jetson, the wife. Slightly younger than him.
I think at least
Slightly
10
younger
years
than
younger than
Simon
him.
Pegg.
I can't think of anyone. I'm drawing a complete blank.
Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, right. Then. Fuck it, why not?
Yeah, she works. I was going to
She's got
say
the
Anna
shot.
Friel or anybody like that.
Oh no, I was going to say Florence Pugh, but I was going to say her for the daughter, but she's slightly too old now.
No, the daughter is any vacuous moron teenager.
Miley Cyrus.
From any of those. Billie Eilish. There you go.
And then,
Billie Eilish.
And Elroy can be a potato.
Potato.
A potato. It's just a little spud that's there.
Maybe a little spud. No, who's
his voice. Just go back
who
to
plays the Milky Bar kid?
me when I was young.
Macaulay Culkin. when he
Macaulay
was young.
Culkin, yeah.
He
We'll
played
cast a
Elroy.
young Macaulay Culkin.
No, nowadays Macaulay Culkin.
And no, they're going to act like he's 6.5, but no one's going to mention the fact that he's like
Yeah.
5'8",
Yeah.
and
But he's got a mustache and
He
like,
looks
a,
like
like a
that.
mullet.
You're saying that, but Macaulay Culkin could be quite good as George. Because he's like that. He's quite... Yeah.
Maybe.
That's
Is
weird.
he? I don't know if he's old enough.
He's
I mean,
just turned
he is old
40
enough. But I don't know if he
isn't
looks old enough.
oh yeah.
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 You do that amount of drugs and stressful life.
Wait, maybe David Spade should play.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, that would be right.
Yeah, he already answered the boss. Is
Danny
Danny
DeVito.
DeVito.
Danny DeVito,
Yeah.
oh yeah.
He just has. But like Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Danny DeVito. Like,
Yeah.
'cause he looks exactly the right.
Slightly mad hair.
Yeah, with the glasses.
Well, the Jetsons is not without its controversy. In 1963,
Oh, you shock me.
you know, actors Maury Amsterdam and Pat Carroll, they each filed $12,000 lawsuits against Hanna-Barbera for breach of contract, claiming that they'd been cast and signed to the roles of George Jetson and Jane Jetson, respectively. The contract stipulated they would be paid $500 an episode, which was quite a lot of money in 1962, with a guarantee of 24 episodes. They recorded one episode each before being replaced.
Yeah, that seems fair to me.
Yeah. There were some claims that the change had been made as a result of conflict between, like, sponsor conflicts, because Maury Amsterdam he was on several different shows at the same time, all sponsored by different people, and the sponsors didn't like it, so there's some arguments that one of the sponsors objected. The case was closed in 1965, but it was never disclosed who won the case, but it is heavily believed that Hanna-Barbera just threw money at it until it went away.
Yeah, probably.
So I never expected some legal problems with the Jetsons, of all things.
Yeah.
So
Maybe George should sue his company.
if you had to put a number, Jeremy, on how many video games the Jetsons have inspired, give me a number.
5, 4.
Yeah, more,
5.
more.
12.
10.
10.
There have been 10
No.
Jetsons video games, and I apologise, I'm going to tell you all of them right now. So
Go
you've
on.
got The Jetsons Ways with Words by Intellivision in 1984. The Jetsons, George Jetson, The Legend of Robotopia from the Amiga in 1990. The Jetsons by George in Trouble Again, a DOS game from 1990. Jetsons, the computer game on the 64 ZX Spectrum Answered CPC and the Amiga in 91. The Jetsons, Cogswell's Caper on the NES in 92. The Jetsons Robot Panic on the Game Boy in 92. The Jetsons Mealtime Malfunction for the Apple on 93. The Jetsons Space Race, part of Hanna-Barbera's Cartoon Carnival, on interactive CD, Macintosh and Windows 3.0 in 95. Jetsons Invasion of the Planet Pirates for the Super NES in 94. And the Flintstones Jetsons Time Warp, another interactive CD-ROM in 94. Really milked
Only
that.
up until 94.
Yeah, I couldn't find anything after. I'm sure there might be. I think that's where they kind of gave up and realised that no one was really interested in the Jetsons as a...
They're missing a treat to do Hanna-Barbera Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, Smash Hanna-Barbera...
Hanna-Barbera go-karting.
That would be cool. See, I'd like that.
Because then you get Scooby-Doo in a cart. Yeah, that would actually be pretty good. You get George Jensen on his saucer. You get the Flintstones one. That would just make so much sense.
I'm down with that. And then, of course, the Jetsons, like every other cartoon franchise from the 60s, it's been around so long, it's been slapped on everything. Board games, clothing, bed sheets, decorative pillow covers, toothbrushes, you name it, it's been Jetsons. So we didn't talk about the opening credits, as we normally do.
Yes.
How did you... Jeremy, I always ask you first. How did you feel about the opening credits?
It's really annoying because I want to hate it.
You want to hate it or you do hate it?
A bit both. Because, like, I don't actually want to hate it. I mean, I don't actually hate the song. And it's kind of cool, the intro, like... It's just really simple, really short. There's not much to it. However, what they do... like the voices when they say, like, meet George Jensen. The vocal harmonies they have in that bit are amazing. Like, they're really, really harmonic and they're really, really in point. And you know that they can't go through and computer change their tone or anything like that. That is, like, 100%, like, you know, like, it's barbershop style, you know, it's like that 50s sort of, the backing singers, but it's really good.
I was surprised.
And it sounds amazing.
I liked. I had no problem with the voiceover. It was good. This is this guy. This is Joan.
Yeah, I think it's cool.
It was just so short. I was expecting something longer.
The rest of it was, apart from the intro, like when they're talking and stuff, is really bad. Like there's nothing to it, except for the voices, and it's just like, that kind of lets it down a bit. Gonna make it more interesting.
Yeah, we had to wait to the end to get some actual Jetsons music, which is why I don't know if we were doing it when we did a pre-show. I was humming the Simpsons theme tune because that's what's stuck in my head. That's what it sounds like to me.
It's pretty similar.
It really is.
If I say me George Jetson, and then it's like so yes.
Music, I think they use slightly different techniques, but yeah, it does sound it's very reminiscent. And I feel like is there no trivia on The Simpsons being inspired by?
I don't know.
At least Jetsons.
Very probably.
I would assume. I think it's probably well known that they're inspired by the early Hanna-Barbera, like the sitcom style cartoons. But I don't know if it's like directly the Jetsons.
The Simpsons kind of lifts from everywhere because it lifts from every single American sitcom. It lifts from the Flintstones.
Yeah.
It does. I guarantee it lifts from the Jetsons. The Simpsons casts a wide net, which is probably why it's been successful for 30 odd years.
Yeah, like designs and stuff. Like Homer wears the same colors as George Jensen and has that beard as well, like that he has, and it's just
Groening and is Matt Groening, and who's the other person for Simpsons?
I can't remember his name. I'll find out.
They would have grown up with that.
Dave.
Yes.
So that Flintstones.
Yeah, exactly. That's probably
all of those. So it would have stuck as making a cartoon. It would have stuck in their head what was popular, what they liked as a kid. But that's The Simpsons is the same. It's not a kids' cartoon. No. It's a family show.
Yeah.
So
this might make you laugh. The character George Jetson was ranked number 4 in the US TV Guide's list of the 25 greatest sci-fi legends. Really?
For God's sakes.
George Jetson.
Mm-hmm.
It annoyed me when I first read that. It's just annoyed me reading that again. Jones the cat from
So
Aliens
stupid.
is better than George Jetson.
Yes. Yes, he
and then
is.
in a little teaching moment, you might know this already. The style of architecture and furnishings in the worlds of the Jetsons has a name. It's called Googie or Googie. Googie, I think. It was a post-war, post-World War II period to capture the sense of progress of the jet, atomic, and space ages.
Right, yeah, so like the fusion era.
Yeah, so real-world examples include the Space Needle in Seattle.
No, it's called Googie.
No. Lots of classic installations in Las Vegas, and the Pan Am World
Las
at
Vegas.
JFK International. Yeah, so it's the flared wings, it's the futuristic styling, it's the chrome.
I love that styling.
I do as well.
Yeah.
It actually fell out of style in the early 1970s as they started going towards a more flowery.
It will do.
Colourful,
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's called Googie. That's the architectural style, or Googie. I'm
Googie,
sorry.
I
Can
didn't
someone
know
tell me
that.
how to pronounce that properly?
Googie. How do you spell it?
Googie.
L-O-G-I-E. Good Google.
Yeah, I kept reading
It
Google.
comes up with Google. Okay. But yeah, I mean, I looked at their house and I was like, that looks like a Las Vegas hotel. That's what it reminded me of.
Oh,
Like,
well,
and then I saw the Space Needle, and as you said that.
that reminds me. What did you think of the animation itself, so the character movement and the backgrounds? Because I always have attempted to look at the backgrounds as separate from the animation. So, as a fan, Jennifer, how did you feel? Was it? I suppose we grew up with the Jetsons and animation like this. So, did it stand out to you in any way, or was it just?
Well, the style of it's hard because the style of animation is typical Hanna-Barbera. But because it is the style it is, that atomic, futuristic, it does stand out to me. I'm always looking at all the cool stuff in the background to see if there's anything else.
I had no problem with the animation. It was fine. It was obvious time. It was what we grew up with. It was fine. I did you say looking in the background for looking at all the cool stuff, but apart from a few big shots of like buildings on the impossibly thin things, which were cool. I like that kind of stuff. But when they're in the house and everything, the backgrounds are really quite bland. There wasn't a lot going on back there, and I don't know.
Very stark.
Yes. So was it supposed to be a nod towards like a futuristic, clean kind of like setting, or was it just laziness?
Yeah, and also, look, there's no photos of the family, and there's no pot plants or anything.
Yeah.
It's like a show home.
Yes.
There's nothing personal in it.
Yeah. And like I said, I don't know if that's just for ease of animation or if it's a nod to
I think
the very
it's
clean
more
style of Googie or Gucci, whatever it is.
I don't think it is. I think it's more it was cheaper not to put all that, because you got to think that's a lot more detail.
Oh yeah.
Whereas the backgrounds were constantly reused. I mean, they reused quite a lot of the shots as well. So it was cheap to make. I think that's why it's like that.
Okay. So I already know what Jeremy's going to say, but would you recommend the Jetsons to anyone? Jeremy.
Me? Yeah, actually. The thing is, I don't think it's something everybody will hate. That's the thing. I just hate it. and the thing is, if you just take it at face value and appreciate the fact that it was written in the 60s, and it can get annoying and it can be long. If you want something I'd say historical, like something that would be an inspiration for The Simpsons, and you've never watched it somehow, then then sure, watch it occasionally.
I think you're right. It was overlong. You could have wrapped it, so you could have lopped 10 minutes off this and wrapped it up a lot quicker.
Yeah, I would not recommend it to like my friends.
So this isn't a
Just
have a drink and watch one like Beverly Hills Teens.
Samurai Pizza Cats.
Yes. Jennifer, do you recommend having rewatched it now and listened to us disparage it? Would you recommend it?
Yeah, because I still like it. You guys are wrong. Yeah, I mean, for a bit of fun, if it's a cartoon, if they like Flintstones, if they like The Simpsons, and they want to see something different, then yeah.
Yeah, I suppose I would have no problem recommending if someone. Oh, can my kid watch this? Yeah, of course. Yeah, whatever. Of course they can.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It is about as it's bland. It's the Magnolia of the cartoon world.
Well, they're saying that there are a lot of like offhand comments in this that parents probably wouldn't want their children hearing nowadays.
I was going to say there's some outdated.
Yeah, outdated is the best
themes. I mean, I think it'd be right for little ones because of the bright colours and the funny sounds. But when you get in maybe a little bit older and they're starting to feed off what you're showing them, the mother that sits at home and does nothing but press a button. But then the dad goes to work and presses a button.
That's literally my job.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, that's weirdly accurate, isn't it?
Yeah, although I do need a husband ejector. I want one of those.
I think you need one of those as well.
I thought that was excellent. Toast, husband. I was like,
yeah, Toast
nice.
Records.
Of course, when it came together, and I was like,
it's a toaster.
Yeah, it's a toaster. But I was like, that's some big bread. Nice.
Big bread.
It's Googie.
Googie. Okay, that's fair enough. I think I prefer that to Googie. Okay, so Jeremy. Rate this show out of 10, please.
Do I have to?
You really have to.
3.4.
You're contracted. Okay, 3.4. That sounded reluctantly dragged from you.
Yeah.
I
just yeah.
Shall I go?
I've said my piece.
No, knowing my score's not going to be very high. Do we finish on a high note and then go to Jennifer? All right, I'll do it. So
yeah.
I gave it less than you. I gave it a 2. Because
oh wow, it's harsh.
It's really all right. There's a lot that annoyed me. There wasn't a lot that engaged me. I didn't find any of the jokes funny. It was just really bland. I didn't enjoy it.
I think you've just been Henry about this one, though.
Possible. It's entirely possible. I, as someone who is Henry, I can only be that way.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, but it got to 2. Jennifer, do you want to drag the average back up now?
Yeah, it's going to have 6. And it's only so low because some of the themes are a bit outdated and it's a bit sexist and... Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well that gives the Jetsons an official serial viewing rating of 3.8.
Too harsh.
You just didn't love it hard enough, Jennifer. That's what it was. It's your fault.
It's still higher than that crap we watched last week.
Oh, yes. Beverly Hills Teens.
They got like
1.3.
1.5.
What did Wes or Gummidge get?
1.9, I believe.
Oh, that's all right then.
3's not that bad in serial viewing standards.
No, there's nothing wrong with 3.
But it's nearly 4. Didn't you say 3.8?
Yeah.
That's nearly 4.
So, that was the Jetsons. Do you disagree with myself and Jeremy, or do you agree with Jennifer? Let us know what you think. I know that was the same thing. Okay, basically, if you agree with if you're right and you agree with us, let us know. If you'd like to disagree, if you'd like to disagree with Jennifer, then also let us know. It's the usual channels. You can serialviewing@gmail.com. You can email us directly. We've got a contact form on our website. You can leave us a voicemail and we will play you on the show. Instagram, Facebook, all those good places. So our next episode is one of my choices, and I'm going to apologise now because we will be watching The Littlest Hobo. An 80s, late 70s, 80s? It must be 80s. American classic.
Littlest Hobo.
The Littlest Hobo.
Have you watched it before, Jez?
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to. You can go into it really cold. Don't look it up. I'll send you. You can look at it when I send you the episode.
Okay. It's going to be one of those episodes.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you out there have watched it, if you've got any opinions on The Littlest Hobo and you'd like to educate Jeremy, please let us know and I will pass them on. Some hints. Let's put it this way. I loathed the show. At no point in my life did I ever like the show.
I only watched it because I was too lazy to get up and walk across
very often
and change the channel.
Yes. Yeah.
And there was that or Grandstand.
Match of the day. No.
Or Match of the Day.
Anyway, so catch us for our next episode, The Littlest Hobo. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you, Jeremy.
Yeah, you're just welcome.
Thank you. And thank you, Jennifer, for elevating the score there a little bit.
Well, someone's got to do it.
Someone's got to do it. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Catch us out next time. Cheers. Bye.
Layers.
Bye.
Meet George Jetson. His boy Elroy. Daughter Judy. Jane, his wife.
And we're good on audio.
I'm rendering mine.
Oh, fancy.
I stopped my Reaper.
You can stop your Reaper now.
Yes, please. Meet the dickheads.
So I know you. Hello, YouTube. Welcome to the after show. I know you guys could hear that, but these two couldn't. There is a little trumpet. I would assume is a trumpet bit in that opening sequence.
Wow,
But
wow.
it was really
Like
good.
that,
It was really good.
Yeah, little bits here and there are good, but like just the combination underneath them saying stuff is just really bland. Especially like when with the wallet and it's about his wife and it's like a little piano going. It sounds like Mario.
Yeah, sorry, Jen. That was the plain rice pudding of cartoons. It was the magnolia wall of interior decorating. It was quite bland. I'm sorry.
And I disliked it for multiple reasons. I would struggle to watch another episode of Jetsons now.
Yes.
Again.
So
Because I'd kind of forgotten the reason why I wasn't a big fan, but yeah.
So, The Littlest Hobo. Jennifer, if you could give Jeremy one hint about what it's going to be like, what could you do? What could you tell him?
Mulchy.
That's literally what I was going to say. Schmaltzy.
Although the main character is awesome. I did love the main character.
Yeah.
And because I had a relative that was exactly the same.
Are we thinking about the same show?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Don't look it up. You're not allowed. Forbidden.
I'm not. I'm abstaining.
Yeah, I was going to say Schmaltzy.
Oh, well,
Six.
not relative, but okay, I had somebody in the family.
Right, okay, there we go. Sickly sweet.
Schmaltzy.
Schmaltzy.
We'll look that word up.
SCH Maltzy. You can look that up.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's one of
Maybe the images of that. Hold up.
This is my I hate the show pick. So I'm going to make you two watch it.
I'm sure I probably will.
I didn't hate it, but it wasn't a favourite. Anyway, I only watched it because of the main character. But it was a bit Stairway to Heaven like.
Okay, here's a question for you. Wilma Flintstone or Jane Jetson?
Hmm?
Do I not,
Oh,
Who's more
can I
attractive?
not have? Can I not have Betty?
Jane Jetson.
No, not no. I did. I almost said Betty. No.
Betty is the best. Yeah.
Yeah, well, Flintstone or Jane Jetson.
I have to go with Jane.
I still think. Yeah, me too.
Yeah, no, Wilma.
I know you're a diehard Wilma fan.
Well, Betty really, but Wilma would do.
Yeah, Betty is the best.
Okay, let's rate this.
Velma any day.
You know, it tells you something. Out of those three women, Betty is the one that's slightly more curvaceous, and she's the one
she?
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you look at them, she's slightly more. She's shorter and she's slightly more curvaceous than the others. If you look at,
I think she's more fun.
well, that's
Yeah.
it. That's it. So it's just interesting that she just is the more popular one out.
You just type in Betty Rubble, and half of them are like
Don't do
like lewdy
Yeah, don't
No.
cosplays.
Serial viewing does not recommend Rule 34 anything.
Wait, there's a Betty. Wait, what?
What?
Betty Rubble tornado movies.
What?
Did they make a live action Flintstones in black and white?
I don't think so. Not that I know of.
Weird.
Right, let's rate this thing. Theme, Jennifer.
Read
go.
it.
Theme.
Theme. The opening credits, the theme music.
Oh right.
Give me a score out of 100. You can tell you're looking up something up because you've suddenly gone really white on the screen.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I reckon.
We're looking at pictures of Betty Rubble and got distracted then.
No. I reckon 50.
50.
Yeah, it's a good tune, and you can't say that it didn't influence The Simpsons.
It got 15 from me because it influenced The Simpsons.
I like it.
I thought you didn't mind it, Henry.
I don't. It's suddenly got 15 because it's bland. There's nothing there. There's nothing. The only thing I remember about it is it makes me think of The Simpsons. What about you?
I give it 26
26. Okay.
because,
The harmonising.
well, the extra point is for harmonizing. The rest of it is because it's like kind of kooky 50s, kind of cool.
Jeremy, lead us off with
No.
weirdness. Give us a rating out of weirdness. Was it weird?
It was too bland to be weird. Like the robot and the maids and that was weird. The offensive jokes were weird. But it's not that weird. It's quite boring. So 37.
Okay. 37 from Jeremy. Jennifer.
Weirdness.
Weirdness.
Yeah, I was going to say it wasn't very weird. 35.
Okay, your guys' version of not very weird and my version of not very weird are very different.
You can't say something was bland and then say it was weird.
No, I gave it 6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say it was really
No,
weird.
going
There's
with it.
nothing. I mean, yeah, the slightly of their time risk jokes, the smoking. That's it. It got a 6. There's nothing weird about this whatsoever.
Our
You're
scores,
just
and
a
you're
really
just like,
low scorer. You do it on purpose.
I do not. Such
Yes, you do. I'm going to
Either
do
that's
really
good.
low.
slander. So
He's a wild card. He's a maverick.
I'm a small-time cop who plays by his own rules.
Yeah.
The sheriff of the sofa. Education. I gave this a 12 for education because it's kind of... It was a nice insight into what people in the 60s thought was going to be futuristic.
Yeah.
It was also quite
Yeah.
educational from a social point of view in
Yes.
how the 60s and
Not
a thought a family was
Going to develop.
Yeah.
set up. But no, I mean from a...
Well, yeah, but it's the yes, but no, because I disagree with that because it's the standard sitcom setup. Mother, father, pets,
No,
someone else associated with the family, the maid.
Yeah,
in
but
this
you
case.
don't get that these days. So if somebody was, it's quite a good historical reference.
Agree.
So from some way, you can look at, well, this is how a family was in the 60s. This is how
50s, 60s, 70s, because sitcoms were still
Yeah.
presenting families out like that all the way through up to it started changing in the 80s when you've got bigger, more extended,
Yeah.
weirder families. But yeah. Okay, so well, I gave it a 12. Go on then, Jennifer.
27.
27. And Jeremy.
Actually, no, a
No?
little bit more because I like the fact that you've got the futuristic, how they thought we were going to be. So 37.
Okay. So 37 from Jennifer and Jeremy.
15.
15. So you're agreeing with me on that one, really.
Yeah. Like some of the lessons were downright disgusting. Some of the lessons were kind of quirky because it was a cool insight. Like how the aliens, like Alien, is with the technology of the time. It's kind of cool.
So that gives it an education rating of 21. Which is about where I expected it to be. Okay, so this is going to be telling impact, overall impact. Now, I say this every week, but this is how you can choose how you want to define that. Is it personal impact? Is it social impact? It doesn't matter if you think it's awesome, how you rate it yourself. It got a 20% because this lasted. They only made 3 series and it still managed to last up into the 90s. So it got 20. I recognise the fact that it had longevity. I know I'm being harsh on it, but I understand that people enjoy it. So 20 from me. Jeremy?
35, because I think it's the most disliked of mine in that we've done of serial viewing, so that's impactful somewhat.
I never said it had to be a positive impact.
Yeah.
I'm going to give this 96 because I fucking hated it. Yeah. Jennifer?
42.
42.
Well, it was impactful.
I
on
see
me.
what you did there.
I see what you did there.
I really liked it, and I know that it had impact on. It had impact on writers of cartoons
Well, that
who
gives,
grew up in it.
Yeah. So that gives the Jetsons an overall impact rating of 32, which is 28 points higher than Beverly Hills Teens. Which
Good, because that was shit.
Which surprises no one.
Do you reckon the restaurant at the end of the universe would be in a Gucci style?
That's a very good question.
It should be.
It should be, but I also see it in almost like an Art Deco with Gucci elements.
On an asteroid.
On an asteroid.
Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
Like just like a big one, but just like spinning on the asteroid, like so you can see it like just
so I'm
on the outside.
Lots of futuristic elements like the chrome and the flared elements and stuff like that. But
I would have said it was an Airstream bus. Like that kind of 50s.
Yeah.
Lots of chrome. But I'm also seeing red velvet and
So
French,
50s.
I also
French
see
waiters.
I also see the
waiters.
I also see the Krusty Krabs. I don't know why.
A service station McDonald's.
Golden Arches in the end of the universe. There'll be one there with a Starbucks and a Subway.
And a random fish and chip shop.
And the
and a gym.
Rubbish food.
And then
a
there'll
gym
be a
next to
gym
it.
at the end of it. That'll be a little mall. That'll be it.
Yeah, strip mall at the end of the universe.
Yeah.
And the McDonald's.
Oh my god, that would be an awesome TV series. A strip mall at the end of the universe. You
And
pass
we've
it
had our
on your
next
way
radio
out.
play, guys.
You pass it on the way out, and then there's so they only get the
There's
odd.
an exit sign.
Yeah, they don't get like a lot of passing trade, but when they do, they do.
So like kind of like the whole Route 66 sort of like crazy people just like living in the strip mall at the end of the
everybody
universe.
eats at the cafe. Yeah, everybody eats at the cafe, and everybody, a bit like in Cars, Everybody uses each other, and that's the only way that they keep going.
They never see the same people twice except each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because once they go
That's it.
past there, they're on the end of the universe.
That's it.
Right, people, there's an idea there. Someone run with that.
No,
New
that's
radio show.
ours.
That's ours,
That's our
okay.
idea.
Yeah,
All right, if you could have a
stop our ideas away.
if you could have a synopsis ready by next week, Jen, that'd be great.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Okay.
It's writing itself.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you very much. That was the Jetsons. If you disagree with us, let us know in the comments. Please like us and subscribe because it helps us, apparently.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So thank you for watching. Thank you for appreciating my sweet new T-shirt. I have to call attention to it because it's kick-ass. That's it.
It is pretty good.
It is cool. All right.
I have
guys.
a poncho.
He does have a. It's not really a poncho. Is it? I don't know what you'd call it. It's bohemian
Kinda
style
is.
jumper. No, ponchos are basically
The weed jumper.
A wool jumper.
That is a llama farmer's jumper.
Yeah. Wait.
Wait, what? All right, guys. Thank you very much for joining us. Like, comment, subscribe. Check us out on social media and everything. Thank you very much. Appreciate you hanging around with us. Say goodbye, people.
Bye,
Bye, people.
You didn't fail me. Thanks, guys. All right. Cheers. Bye.